What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another War Within video. Hope you're all doing wonderful. We're going to look at Resto Druid today, both of the trees that are going to be available to Resto Druid in terms of their hero talents. So we're going to compare Keeper of the Grove and Wildstalker. As I do in these videos, I'm going to talk about the talents themselves, and then I'm going to show you some gameplay. And these ones are really good. I think, honestly, I think all the Druid trees were actually built pretty well. I think they were some of the first trees that Blizzard worked on, and you can just tell thematically they're quite good in what they're doing. The TLDR on both of these trees is that they both support very different DPS playstyles for Resto Druid. Keeper of the Grove has much more of a Boomkin theme going on, and Wildstalker, of course, has a feral theme going on. So if you're a healer that doesn't ever want to do any damage, then you can just ignore those parts of the videos when I'm talking about that, and that's fine. If you're just a pure healer and you don't ever want to do damage, I understand that. There is support for just pure healing in both of these trees, trust me, but there's also really incredible support now for doing some damage as a Resto Druid, and I think it's actually incredible. Really, really great. We're going to start with the class tree and spec tree really quickly before we get to these, because there are some massive changes. If you haven't looked at the brand new Druid class tree, you should check it out. There's a lot of big changes here. There are still some issues that people have brought up, and I understand that, but I would say by and large this is an improvement on the current Druid tree that we have right now. So number one is there's a couple of brand new talents, things like fluid form, which are amazing. And this is in particular for Resto. This feels like it was just built for Resto Druid. You just press one button and it shifts you into the form that you want to be into, instead of having to shift into that form and then press the ability that you're trying to press. So saving one GCD every single time you want to shift is a massive deal over the course of time in like a big mythic plus key that you're doing or something. Yeah, there are a lot of shakeups here going on in the class tree, but I do want to highlight fluid form being here. We've still got things like Innervate, Nature's Vigil. Heart of the Wild is still here. There is some really, really good functionality with Heart of the Wild, and I'm going to talk about this in a second. I actually meant to take Heart of the Wild. What are we going to do here? We could just get rid of that. Actually, no, we'll do it the other way. So, yeah, go check out the class tree. There are some big changes there, but we are going to focus on Resto Druid. This is not a video about the class tree for Druid, so I can do another video about that later, but I just wanted to highlight fluid form. Let's talk about the spec tree really quickly. There are some big changes coming in here. We're going to talk about the Heart of the Wild stuff here. New talent called Call of the Elder Druid. When you shift into a combat shapeshift form or cast Star Surge, you gain Heart of the Wild for 10 seconds. You do not have to take Heart of the Wild in order to get the bonus from Call of the Elder Druid. You can actually just not have Heart of the Wild if you don't want it, but I would say that you should take it. I'll show you why. So you get a 10-second window where you're substantially buffed from Heart of the Wild, and it's like a cool little, every minute you can just shift and do a bunch of damage, which is really cool. As a Resto Druid, you shift into kitty form, you shift into Boomkin form, you do a bunch of damage. I'll show you that in a minute. Now, this is doubly significant because of Dream of Cenarius, another new talent here. While Heart of the Wild is active, Wrath Shred transfer 150% of their damage, and Starfire Swipe transfer 100% of their damage into healing on a nearby ally. So you get sort of the Nature's Vigil effect, but in your big DPS window with Call the Elder Druid, and you can also take Heart of the Wild and also do the Dream of Cenarius healing. So it's very cool in the sense that you can, put down an F-Flow, put out a couple hots, do a couple of Grove Guardians, and then just go into your DPS form and start doing damage, and you will also be healing people because of the Heart of the Wild buff that's going on as well. So I think this is fantastic. I love it. Love these two talents. Another amazing talent that has come in here that is sort of come back into the game is called Prosperity. This gives us 2 charges of Swiftman. This used to be in the game back in Shadowlands or before Shadowlands, I think. I love having 2 charges of Swiftman. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think it really doubles down for Resto Druid on their ability to react to burst damage that's coming in, which might be the only real weak point about Resto Druid, is their ability to handle big bursts of damage coming in on multiple targets at a time. Just ding, 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 and they're dead. Those situations where you only have 2 seconds to respond. Now you have Grove Guardians, which are snap responsive, and they're going to cast Swiftmen on their own, and you have double Swiftmen if you want it. Also, notice Flourish is no longer here, as a choice node with Verdant Infusion. It is now down here, a choice node with Photosynthesis. So you could take Flourish and Verdant Infusion if you wanted to. Verdant Infusion giving you a single target extension on all your hots, which is really, really good on tanks. And then Flourish, of course, giving you the mass AoE extension, which is really good in like a raid scenario. But now you have access to both, which I think is kind of cool and could really it could be the play. I think double Swiftman is probably just always better, but we'll have to wait and see for the Resto Druids to test it out. Let me know if you're a Resto Druid player, what would you rather have? Would you rather have the single target extension or have double Swiftman? Would you rather take Photosynthesis or Flourish? I would love to hear from you guys down there. Those are the major changes to the spec tree. I just wanted to highlight it because it's going to matter when we talk about the hero tree. So let's just dive into those really quickly. Okay. Keeper of the Grove is the first one we're going to look at. I think this, I don't think. This is the Resto plus Boomkin tree, and I think that you're probably going to want to take everything on the right side of the tree here. You're going to need to get Starfire, Star Surge, get your Sunfire, get your improved Sunfire, yada yada, because this is all about the Grove Guardians. And your Grove Guardians, essentially, when you summon them, they're going to cause your next heal to produce 3, it's 2 actually, Dream Petals, but I'm spec'd into a third one, I think. This is it here. Healing spells with Dream Surge have a chance to generate an additional Dream Petal. So they give you these Dream Petals, which heal 3 nearby allies. This can stack up to 3 times, which is super cool. So you just summon your Grove Guardians, and then your next heal is going to be much more powerful. Maximum mana up by 5%. Swiftmen gives you haste. Again, double Swiftmen. Hello, wink, wink, wink. Double Swiftmen, you're getting more activations on Cenarian's Might to give you 8% more haste. Haste makes all of your hots tick faster, which is a really good stat, and it makes all your dots tick faster. And it also is going to make your mastery that much better, right? Because if you have multiple hots on a single ally and they're all ticking faster, it's really, really good. It kind of synergizes well. So I love that. This is the extra Dream Petal, or you can have this interesting Control of the Dream talent where your time elapsed with major abilities if your major abilities are like ready to be used but you're not using them yet, you can store up to 15 seconds of cooldown, and the next time you use it you'll get 15 seconds. So this affects Nature Swiftness, Incarn, and Convoke. Actually, like a pretty good thing for Convoke if you could consistently get 15 seconds off the cooldown of it. But as soon as Convoke is off cooldown, ready to be used, I'm usually using it. So I don't know. I don't really like Control of the Dream. Not going to lie. Harmony of the Grove. Each of your Grove Guardians increases your healing done by 3% while active. So this is kind of cool. You can just have like one Grove Guardian out most of the time and get 3% more healing. Or in a really dangerous moment, you can burst heal everybody and have all 3 Grove Guardians out and have 9% more healing, which is kind of cool. So also during Incarn, you're getting Grove Guardians every 10 seconds. So that's going to just double down on the Harmony of the Grove talent there as well. Your Grove Guardians cast Moonfire, which is very nice. That's just free damage. Your Grove Guardians increase the healing of your Rejuvenation, Effluent, and Life Bloom. Or you can go Grove Guardians Nourish and Swiftman spell. Also apply a minor Cenarian ward. I love this. This is an additional hot. It's an additional hot for your mastery. Hello? That means all your other heals are going to be 14% better because you're getting a free Cenarian ward. That's awesome. So now your Grove Guardians cast Swiftmend, and then they nourish. They also cast a Wild Growth. So they're Wild Growthing right away, and then they're also going to be applying a Cenarian ward whenever they nourish people. So they're giving you 2 additional hots now. Your Grove Guardians are giving you 2 additional hots to go with your mastery, which is insanely strong. It's like, oh, it's completely busted to me. I think this is the obvious choice compared to Power of Nature. I don't even think it's really a choice node. Grove Guardians cooldown reduced by 3 seconds. I think that's pretty good because obviously the more Grove Guardians you have up at a time, the better. Or your Grove Guardians can have 20% more healing. I think that's a fair choice node. I'm not sure which one's actually better. I like the CDR. Regrowth reduces your damage taken by 8%. This is so insane for Druid. Really strong. I believe, let me check this actually really quickly. I believe that if you take this talent down here, Regrowth's healing over time is increased by 50%, and then it also applies to the target of your Life Bloom. I believe if you Life Bloom yourself and then Regrowth somebody else, I'm gonna Life Bloom myself, then I'm gonna Regrowth this guy. I'm gonna get I'm going to get regrowth as well, and I get protective growth. So there you go. That actually works. That's insane. So if you have life bloom, let's say you're running a photosynthesis build and you're life blooming yourself all the time, this damage reduction applies to you if you heal somebody else with regrowth, because you're going to get the regrowth to hit you as well from rampant growth. So that's insane. Very, very, very good. I love that. Regrowth, wild growth, swiftmen healing, increase, wrath, starfire damage increase. That's great. Or reforestation, tree of life, grants tree of life for 2 additional seconds. So that's down here. You get it for 10 seconds. Now you can get it for 12. I'm not sure how much better that is. It might be better. I like having the extra damage and healing. Every 5 regrowths you cast makes your next Wrath, Starfire, Entangling Roots instant, and then increases the damage that it does. Every 5 Star Surges you cast makes your next regrowth instant. So nice little synergy there. Let me show you how this works on the dummies. This is very simple. Remember the fluid form I talked about. As soon as I cast Wrath or Starfire, I'm going to go into Boomkin form. Now, it doesn't, I don't know if this actually, let me just see if this works really quickly. Yeah, it's not working. I don't know what's going on. They've like deleted Boomkin form from the game for Resto Druid. Like, I don't know, I can't find it anywhere. Boomkin. Yeah, like it doesn't, it's not showing up. I don't know, I can't click on it for some reason. Obviously it's a Boomkin thing, but like, I should be able to do it according to fluid form. It's not on the tree here, right? Unless I'm an idiot. No, it's not there anywhere. So I don't know what's going on with the game right now. Just know this should shift you into Boomkin form, and it's not right now. So it's I'm gonna submit a bug report on that later. I was about to just ask you, somebody remind me to submit a bug report, okay? In the future. Bottom line is, you're going to cast Wrath. It's going to put you in Boomkin form, but not right now because it's busted. Okay, here's how this works. You're running around, get your F-Flow down, get your Life Bloom going. Let's summon some Grove Guardians. Great, now I'm going to do some damage. I'm going to do Starfire. I got my Heart of the Wild window is going right now. So I'm going to cast as many spells. Look at my haste. Starfire, Starfire, Starfire. That's my Heart of the Wild window right there. Now I can actually cast Heart of the Wild myself and do even more damage, but guess what? People are taking damage, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna refresh my F-Flow, and I'm gonna do some big healing there. I'm gonna bark skin somebody. Another Grove Guardian. Here we go. We're gonna go Nature's Vigil, and then we're gonna go into my damage window. Heart of the Wild, damage window. Here we go, baby. Now we're healing. We're healing with all of our damage because of Dream of Cenarius, right? It's my Starfire and my Wrath, I think, right? So there we go. I'm just going to keep casting these spells. I'm going to keep healing people. You can see on my character bar right here. Look how much I'm healing for. Look at my healing right now. Hello? That's not me doing healing. That's just me doing damage and getting healing from it. So I'm a little bit blown away by how much they've given. I feel like you can just sit in your Heart of the Wild cooldown forever and just throw out Grove Guardians. They're going to cast Moonfire for you. And you can do damage while healing. Like, this is insane to me how strong this is. I'm telling you, this is going to be a lot of damage. Obviously, Heart of the Wild is a 5-minute cooldown. But, like, you can... I just sat in Boomkin form for this entire time with an F-Flow on the ground and a couple of treants, and we're doing lots of damage. So, this is a great tree. My item level is only 437. Just keep that in mind. I think this really kind of like triples down on Resto Druid's ability to do damage while healing. And it's all because of this fluid form thing, these new Heart of the Wild buffs, healing everybody. I think it's fantastic. If you need to triage somebody really hard, you just press your Grove Guardians and you do a couple of Swiftmens and you're good to go. Having 2 charges of Swiftmens, of course, works really well with Soul of the Forest. It's a great little combo there. This is a strong tree. This is a strong tree. All of the other hots, like getting 2 hots from your Grove Guardians is just insane, I think, in terms of your mastery scaling. That's really great. The haste buff is really good. I mean, it just feels good. This just feels good. This whole tree, I think it's fantastic. So let's switch over to the Wildstalker build. I'm actually just going to do it this way. We'll go Wild, Again, you can save a talent loadout and you can just transfer this way, which is way, way better. You can see I've shifted my talents over to the kitty side. We get the extra movement speed, which is great. We're going to get Rake and Rip and Thrash, extra physical damage. And then I'm still going to go down and get Fluid Form, and I'm still getting Heart of the Wild, but I am getting down as far as I can on the left side of the tree here. And then we still have Sunfire Star. I actually don't need these two. I don't know why I have those. I could get rid of those. Now we can actually go all the way down here. We can get In-Cap Roar, maybe get some Nature's Vigil healing if we want. Okay, so you actually do have quite a bit of flexibility there. Now, we have Heart of the Wild. We still have the Call of the Elder Druid. This is going to give us that 1 minute DPS window. We still are going to heal with Shred and Swipe, which is really cool. Let me do these talents really quickly. I've done this in another video, but I just want to show you from the Resto Druid side. Rip and Rake, put a Bloodseeker Vine on an enemy. It does a lot of damage. Wild Growth, Regrowth, Efflow have a chance to bloom and do healing over 6 seconds, okay? Attacking from Prowl increases crit chance. Casting Regrowth increases the chance for your periodic heals to crit by 8%. This is massive. I feel like you're every 10 seconds, you're always going to be casting a Regrowth. So this buff is going to be up like all the time. Like every 10 seconds, at least once per 10 seconds, you're casting a Regrowth, right? I just can't see a world where you're not doing that. So this talent might as well just say you always have 8% more crit for your periodic heals, which is great. During Bark Skin, you get movement speed, and then flowers grow beneath your feet that can heal allies. Very, very cool. Nice little extra healing. This is just healing me right now, but it can heal up to 3 allies. I like that. Or you can take the root from Ursul's Vortex. Might be good for Spitefuls or for a week where you just want to root enemies, but Ursul's isn't usually used in that way. We'll have to see if that's actually useful. When a Bloodseeker Thorn expires or you Ferocious Bite it, it will explode. When your Symbiotic Blooms expire or you cast Rejuve on that target with the bloom, it will explode as well and heal allies instead. So again, lots of extra synergy there. Very cool. Bloodseeker Vines increase the damage that you do by 10%. Symbiotic Blooms increase your healing by 8% on those targets. So again, just more numbers. Damage and healing and cat form up by 5%. Again, we're going to be going into cat form quite a bit with this build. Moonfire, Sunfire damage up by 10%. Oh, that's why I took that. I remember now. Right. I actually can't get these, can I? This is a little bit of a problem. I need to actually get one more point here. So there's a bit of an issue with the talents here. I will admit there's definitely a bit of a problem there. We'll have to figure that out later. But I do need Sunfire. Just because you kind of want Sunfire anyway. It's just the easiest way to put a dot. It's so much damage, right? I'd be an idiot not to have Sunfire. So there you go. We have that. This is pretty cool. Lether Preservation. Basically, when you soothe an enemy or if you dispel an ally, if you cure them of something, then you gain a combo point for Feral and you heal for 4% of your maximum health. It's like a Ysera's gift heal, basically. If you're at full health, then you'll heal somebody else. So this is cool. It gives you combo points outside of Feral form, which is great. Whenever you go into Feral to do your damage, you basically don't want to be in there for too long because allies are going to start dying and you need to get back out to heal them unless you're doing Heart of the Wild stuff. So this is kind of cool to get a free combo point outside of Feral form is kind of neat. Bloodseeker Vines and Symbiotic Vines are blooms, last longer. When a target dies affected by vines, it jumps to a nearby target for the remaining duration. That's very unlikely to happen. I'll just say right now, I think this is going to be better. Each active Bloodseeker Vine increases your damage. Each active Symbiotic Bloom increases your healing. Very good. I think that's actually fine. Rip and Ferocious Bite damage up. Rejuve, Efflow, Life Bloom healing is up. Love that. Regrowth healing on yourself is increased by 50%. I do believe that this combos with Rampant Growth once again. So if I Rampant Growth somebody else, I think that this is going to count. Regrowth should be doing 10,000 healing over 12 seconds. So I'm going to regrowth somebody else. Oh, wait, I got to Life Bloom myself. Wait, Life Bloom myself. Okay, I'm going to regrowth somebody else. It should do... How much is this doing now? 1,800 times 10. 18,000. Yeah, it's definitely more. It's definitely more. It's definitely way more. So I think that this works even with, like, the free regrowth that you get. The healing over time increased by 50%. I think that's pretty cool. Of course, if you just straight up regrowth yourself, it's going to be really good as well. But it's just nice to know it works that way. Healing you receive increased by 10%. That might also be good. Swiftbang causes a Symbiotic Bloom to grow. So you get a guaranteed bloom, which is very cool. I like that. Or when Bloodseeker Vines or Symbiotic Blooms grow, they have a chance to cause another growth of the same kind. I think that's also quite valuable. Both those talents, I think, are very good, actually. So these are all really, really good. Again, it's a lot of passive stuff going on here, but it's just going to give you more damage, which is fantastic. So with this particular build, I'm going to get my F-Flow down. I'm going to Life Bloom. Let's get a Sunfire out. And then we're just going to press Rake. And that automatically gets us into our big burst window with Heart of the Wild. I'm going to do some Grove Guardians in here. And then we're just going to do damage, okay? I'm going to swipe. We'll get another finisher going. And I'm doing lots of damage. I'm going to Sunfire to refresh. Let's refresh my Life Bloom. Let's Barkskin somebody. Get a Cenarium Ward going. And then we're going to do another Grove Guardian. Then we're back into Kitty Weaving. All I'm doing is pressing Rake, and I'm back into Kitty Weaving guaranteed, which is awesome, okay? We love that. And then I'm going to go back out again and refresh my F-Flow, and then maybe do a regrowth, whatever I need to do, right? Do another Grove Guardian, Swift Mend somebody. We're in tree form right now. We're just going to go back into here. We didn't even need the tree form, but let's pretend like we needed the tree form. If we actually needed it, then we're good. Then we can pop our real Heart of the Wild and go in and do a big DPS combo here for a long time. And we're going to heal people while we're in the Heart of the Wild here doing damage. I can refresh my dots, go back into kitty form, and I can heal everybody by pressing, I believe it's swipe. It's swipe or it's shred. So again, that's my single target button or my AoE button. So I can just keep pressing swipe, and look at my healing. I just healed myself for 50k, 22k, 44k from swipe. That's crazy, dude. All the while, if I use a finisher with 5 combo points, I'm getting mana back as well. Master Shapeshifter. So you can see how it all comes together, right? Your fluid form gets you into cat form really quickly. You get the 10-second burst window with Call of the Elder Druid. You get a really, really long burst window if you want to do Heart of the Wild. If you're ever in Heart of the Wild, you're healing everybody with your shred and your swipe. It's just good. You can also add with Rip and Rake. They're going to add the DPS vines to the enemies, so you can keep doing damage and you're getting all your mana back while you're doing it. So it's just a wicked combo. It's a really, really good cat weaving combo. I think the changes to the spec tree and the class tree are working together to combo with this hero talent tree of Wildstalker and the Keeper of the Grove hero talent tree to allow you to do crazy amounts of DPS, whether you're in kitty form or in Boomkin form. And I think it's very fluid now. It feels very, very good to play. I'm telling you. I think Resto Druid is in a fantastic spot heading into the War Within. Both of these trees are going to provide extra damage. They're both going to provide a lot of extra healing if you need it. And it just depends which kind of style you want to do. Do you want to be a kitty weaver? Do you want to be a Boomkin weaver? That's up to you. If you don't want to do any of them, both of these trees offer a lot of healing besides the fact that they do a lot of damage. I promise you, if you don't want to participate in doing damage at all as a healer, there's tons of healing here for you to just focus on. And the spec tree and the class tree got their rework, so they're fun to play as well. So that's it for me, guys. I know that was a little bit longer. I just had a lot to cover there, but that's Resto Druid heading into the War Within. It is in a fantastic spot in my mind. I think that it's just looking really, really good. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, and drop in my Discord. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this. If you're planning on playing Druid in the War Within, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. Thank you so much again for watching. I love you all. I will see you in the next one.